History in Miami. Let's go learn stuff. I did not expect to not be able to do video photography while in this museum, but that happened. So here we go. Here's Florida about like 10,000 years ago. Animals pretty much like owned the land, and then things started to change around like 5,000 years ago, and here they are now. And there were these things that they used things around them. So what's around them? Shells. They made different tools and stuff, which was pretty cool. These first people that lived here also had something called the Miami Circle, which was some sort of religious thing. Here you could see a whole bunch of tribes that lived around the area. You could see the Tequesta Indians were the first to live here, and the geographic location of South Florida gave trade routes and a buffer zone between English and French to the north and the Spanish to the south. So it was a pretty big port that they wanted to control. And then they realized that the coral reefs were pretty bad, and that brought a whole bunch of shipwrecks, which became part of the economy to go to these ships and take whatever they can get. And it caused this wrecking this wrecking company where you went out and you got a whole bunch of stuff from the ships and you got to keep some of it for yourself. So pirates were really part of the industry and the economy in southern Florida. Early settlers, here's a picture of them, and then we go to Julia Tuttle and Flagger. Mr. Flagger. Mr. Flagger was a person who made railways, the FEC railway, and hotels like the Royal Palm Hotel. And in 1986, he brought a train to Miami, which made the city have a boom in people. And when there was this big boom of people, there was also a big boom of people buying real estate, and they needed more space. So they started draining the Everglades, which caused a whole bunch of other problems, but we won't get into that. And they started planning other cities like Coral Gables. When they started planning these cities, they started planning them, well, this is where people will work and this is where people will live. And with a lot of great advertising, they started to get people to come to Miami for vacation, which caused a big boom in these hotels. And what these hotels did was give the middle class a place to go, and it was a really big tourist destination due to all this great advertising. And I took some pictures and other thing, like I took some pictures in these exhibits because I thought it was really cool that it said Buena Vista, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with Disney, but you know. And when it became clear that the Great Depression happened and World War II started, they started using Miami Beach and southern Florida as a trading center because they had all this space, all this empty space, because people weren't vacationing during that times, and it became a major training center for soldiers. And we can start it off with me taking pictures of random things like a lighthouse light and some boats. It was really cool. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. It was like one exhibit. It was huge. Today was interesting. I did not expect to not be able to video record in the museum, but it was a very interesting museum, and the exhibits were really cool looking, and there were things that you could go in and sit in and do things in. There was a video, there was all these big things, lots of pictures, a lot of pictures, and I learned a lot. So I hope to share that with you guys, and I hope you got a feel for the place. It was really cool. We might go back there sooner or later. I hope we do. Yeah, that was it for today. We'll see you guys later. Monkeys out!